Hello, my dear. Today I want to remind you of something powerful, something so simple yet so life-changing that when you truly take it in, something inside you will shift. Are you ready? Here it is. The universe wants you to be happy. The universe wants you to be wealthy, but it cannot force it upon you. It waits, it listens. It responds not to your words alone, but to your vibration. And your vibration is shaped by one sacred choice. Will you say yes? You see, my darling, you were not born to suffer. You were not sent here to barely make it through. You were born to thrive. You were born to feel joy in your body, to breathe in peace, to smile just because life feels good. You were created to receive, not just a little, not just enough to survive, but to overflow with goodness, with well-being, with grace. And the only thing the universe waits for is your permission. That is why I say yes to joy. I say yes to abundance. I say yes to being loved. Say it again with me. Not with strain, not with effort, just gently, like an opening flower, like a child whispering yes to the arms of a mother. Because when you say yes to life, life begins to say yes to you in ways you can't even imagine. That's how it works. Now let me ask you this. Have you been saying no without realizing it? Have you been waking up and expecting stress? Have you been affirming lack without meaning to, by repeating stories of pain, failure, disappointment? We all do it. We rehearse rejection. We relive moments that hurt us. We expect the worst to protect ourselves, and we don't even know that we're vibrating no. But my dear, today I want you to gently notice, without judgment. Just notice the patterns, because noticing is the beginning of change. There is no need to scold yourself, no need to regret. You didn't know what you were doing, and now you do. So let's shift it. Let's breathe life back into the yes. Let's wake up and remember, I don't have to beg the universe to bless me. I just have to say yes to what's already available. Yes to love. Yes to peace. Yes to the gentle joy that shows up in small moments. Can you feel that shift? It begins right here, right now. Let it in. One more time, say it softly. I say yes to joy. I say yes to abundance. I say yes to being loved. This is your new morning ritual. You see, my dear, people often ask me, Louise, how do I become happy? How do I become wealthy? And I always smile and say, let's start by learning how things work. Because this is not about wishing harder. This is not about begging or pushing. This is about alignment. Alignment with the laws of life. And one of the most powerful truths I've learned is this. Everything is energy. Everything responds to intention. Your thoughts are energy. Your emotions are energy. Your words, your actions, your expectations, they all carry a vibration. And the vibration you live in most often becomes the reality you walk into. That's not punishment, my dear, that's power. Because it means you are not a victim of life. You are a participant in its creation. And the moment you become conscious of your vibration, you can begin to change your experience. Let's take wealth, for example. Wealth is not just money in a bank account. It is a vibration of openness, flow, worthiness, generosity, and trust. So many people block wealth without knowing it, not because they're bad, but because they've been taught fear. They've been taught scarcity. They carry beliefs like, I have to work hard to deserve, or people like me can't have that, or it's selfish to want more. And those beliefs become energetic walls. But here's the truth. You don't have to destroy the walls. You just have to gently lower them. You don't have to fight your way into abundance. You simply tune into it. And the frequency of abundance is softer than you think. It sounds like, I am open. It sounds like, I am ready. It sounds like, I am worthy of receiving without guilt. Say that with me. Say it gently. I am worthy of receiving without guilt. Again, let it land in your heart. The same is true with happiness. Happiness is not something you earn. It's not a prize at the end of a perfect day. It is a frequency that is available now, not because everything is perfect, but because you are willing to notice what is already good. That's how you start, with what's here, with what's working. You begin by saying yes to this moment, even if it's small, even if it's quiet, because the door to happiness doesn't swing open through force. It opens through recognition, a warm drink, a deep breath, a smile from someone you love, your hand over your heart. These are not little things, my dear. These are access points to joy. So the more you notice, the more you vibrate with it. And the more you vibrate with joy, the more it finds its way back to you like a magnet, like a song your soul remembers. Let me ask you this. What if joy was already available, but you forgot how to recognize it? What if abundance was already trying to reach you, but your mind was too busy rehearsing fear? My darling, I want you to pause right now. Just pause, breathe in, and exhale slowly. Now say, I remember. I remember how to feel good. I remember how to feel safe. That remembering is powerful. That remembering is healing. Because your subconscious mind doesn't speak English or French or Vietnamese. It speaks emotion. It speaks imagery. It speaks repetition. And when you say, I remember how to feel joy, your body listens. Your cells listen. Your life begins to organize itself around that vibration. Isn't that beautiful? Now I want to share something else with you. Imagine for a moment that happiness and wealth are not things you go out and chase. Imagine they are like music playing in the next room. The music is always there. You just have to tune in. If you keep listening to the static of worry, you won't hear it. But if you calm your thoughts, if you soften your body, if you begin to hum along with hope, you will hear the music. It was always there. You were just on a different station. That's how alignment works. You don't chase what you want. You become the version of yourself that already feels it, that already lives in peace, that already breathes in worthiness, that already knows this belongs to me. So I invite you, sweet soul, to stop asking when and start asking, how can I feel aligned right now? What's one small shift I can make that brings me closer to joy? Maybe it's a gentle smile. Maybe it's blessing your bank account, even if it's small. Maybe it's saying thank you for the lessons, even the hard ones. That is how wealth begins. Not in the external, but in the inner. Because once your inner world shifts, your outer world must follow. It's law. You don't have to force it. You just have to align with it. Remember, I don't get what I want. I get what I'm aligned with. And you can align through breath, through gratitude, through repetition, through love. So as we come to the end of this part, I want to give you a new affirmation loop to repeat throughout your day. Say it with me, slowly, like a lullaby to your nervous system. I am in harmony with joy. I am in rhythm with wealth. I allow life to bless me. Again, I am in harmony with joy. I am in rhythm with wealth. I allow life to bless me. And one more time, as a gift to your heart, I am in harmony with joy. I am in rhythm with wealth. I allow life to bless me. That is the beginning. That is the doorway. And all you have to do is say yes. Let me ask you something, my dear, and I invite you to pause before answering. When was the last time you truly asked with clarity, with trust, with your whole heart? Not just wishing in passing, not murmuring something vague into the night, but asking as if the universe were listening to you with open arms and open hands, ready to respond. You see, one of the most beautiful truths I've learned in this lifetime is this: asking is the first step to receiving. Yes, even before the miracle appears, even before the door opens, you must ask with your words, with your energy, with your vibration. Too many of us were taught not to ask. We were told it was selfish or greedy or childish, but asking is not demanding. It is an act of collaboration with life. It is an act of love. And when you ask from a place of deep truth, the universe always listens. Always. The universe does not respond to confusion, it responds to clarity. If your request is vague, the answer will be vague. If your request is shy, the response will be slow. But when you are bold in love, clear in desire, and open in trust, life rushes to meet you. So let's talk about how to ask. There are two kinds of asking, and both are sacred. The first is asking with intelligence. This kind of asking is calm, clear, focused. You don't have to yell. You don't have to beg. You simply speak like a co-creator, like a divine child of the universe. Imagine you are placing an order at a beautiful cosmic cafe. If you just say, "I want food," you may wait a long time. But if you say, "I would love a warm bowl of lemon soup with a sprig of thyme and a cup of tea with honey," the universe smiles. It knows what to bring. And it begins. Clarity is power. So I invite you right now to practice asking clearly, what do you want? Not what someone else wants for you, not what you think is allowed. What do you want, my dear? Say it, whisper it, write it, imagine it, speak it aloud in the mirror. Be specific. How would it feel? What would it look like? When would it arrive? How would your body feel in that moment? This is not a silly game. It is the tuning fork of creation. I once helped a woman who longed for a peaceful home, But when she asked, she only said, "I just want to get out of here." That's not a clear message, so we worked together. She learned to say, "I am ready to receive a beautiful home, filled with light, safety, peace, and flowers on the table." 3 months later, she moved into a space just like that. The universe heard her. It always does. I am ready to receive. I am open to clarity. I give life clear instructions with love. The second form of asking is just as important and perhaps even more magical. I call it asking with childlike faith. This is where we step out of the adult mind with its doubts, its timelines, its hows and what ifs. This is where we return to the beautiful, unguarded, innocent energy of our true nature. A child does not worry how the balloon will arrive. A child says, "I want the red balloon," and trusts that somehow it will appear. This kind of asking does not need to know the method, only the miracle. This is not blind faith. This is wise innocence. This is the heart remembering how to dream. And when you ask like this, the universe feels your joy. It feels your readiness, and it answers in the most delightful ways. Now I know, for some of you, the child inside may feel buried under years of disappointment. You've asked before, and it didn't happen. So now you're afraid to hope. My love, let's sit with that honestly. I understand. I have been there too. But what if I told you those requests didn't disappear? They are still alive in the field of infinite possibility. Some are simply waiting for you to return to them with fresh energy. Some are waiting for divine timing. Some are waiting for you to fully believe you deserve them. So instead of giving up, let's try again. This time with softness, with sweetness, with no pressure, just the joy of asking like a prayer without fear. I ask not because I lack, but because I trust. You don't need to be perfect to ask. You don't need to be healed or happy or high vibe all the time. You only need to be willing. And that willingness creates an opening, an invitation, a vibration. You are not bothering the universe with your requests. You are partnering with it. You are dancing with the very forces of creation. In the mirror of life, what you ask for reflects what you believe is possible. So today, I encourage you to lift your request one level higher. Not just survival, but joy. Not just enough, but overflow. Not just relief, but beauty. Ask like someone who belongs in the palace, not just the waiting room. Ask like a beloved child. Ask like a creator. So here are some affirmations to anchor this in your body. I give myself permission to ask for more. I am not afraid to want what I truly want. My desires are divine. They are placed in me for a reason. I ask with love. I receive with grace. Take a deep breath with me now. Inhale and exhale, and simply say softly, I am ready. Ready to ask, ready to receive, ready to trust again. Remember, your words are spells. Your feelings are magnets. Your willingness is the key. You don't have to figure out how it will happen. That's not your job. Your job is to ask, believe, open, and align. The universe hears me. The universe delights in my asking. That is the truth, my dear. So from this moment forward, I invite you to make asking a daily practice, not only with your lips, but with your heart. Let your body ask for rest. Let your spirit ask for peace. Let your life ask for more than you've dared to imagine. And then watch as life responds in the most unexpected, beautiful, and miraculous ways. Not because you forced it, but because you finally asked and said yes. 4 simple questions can open the door to a brand new life, not because they give you immediate answers, but because they awaken a part of you that remembers, a part that has been quiet for too long, a part that dares to ask, to feel, to receive. These questions are not meant to overwhelm you. They are meant to awaken you, to stir the sleeping magic within your soul. Sometimes, all it takes is one good question to break the spell of limitation. So today, let us gently sit with 4 questions that have changed lives, healed shame, and restored the light in many weary hearts. They are, why? Why not? Why not now? And why not me? Let's hold each one with love and let it speak to us. Let's begin with the first question. Why? Why do you desire what you desire? Not out of lack, not out of fear, but out of truth. What is the heart behind your wanting? What does your soul know that your mind may have forgotten? My dear, every dream you hold is not random. It is revealing something deeper about you. It's not just about the thing, it's about who you become in the process of allowing it. So pause for a moment, put your hand over your heart, and ask gently, why do I desire this? Is it because your soul longs to create, to feel safe, to express beauty, to serve, to expand? Let the deeper answers rise and honor them. Desire is the language of life pulling you forward. You are allowed to want. You are allowed to want deeply. You are allowed to let your desires become prayers, and your prayers become paths. My desires are sacred. They are whispers from my highest self. The second question is, why not? And this one is for the voice of fear, for the wall of doubt, for the moment when your heart says yes, but your mind says no, you can't. Why not? What belief is standing in your way right now? Whose voice do you still hear telling you it's not possible? Not for someone like you? Is it a childhood message? A past disappointment? A lie you accepted as truth? Let's bring it into the light, because once you ask, why not, you give yourself the power to challenge it. You become the adult now. You get to say, I no longer agree with that. And what a powerful healing that is. I am no longer loyal to the limits I inherited. I am loyal to the truth of who I am becoming. So ask yourself now, with courage, why do I think I can't have it? And then gently ask again, is that really true? You might be surprised at how quickly those old beliefs melt when faced with love. The third question is the one that stirs the wind. Why not now? So many of us delay our joy. We wait. We postpone. We think we need to earn it first, fix ourselves first, wait for perfect conditions. But what if that's just another form of fear dressed up as responsibility? What if the timing isn't the obstacle? What if it's your willingness to receive? You see, my dear, the universe doesn't operate on human timelines. Miracles can arrive in a moment. Transformation doesn't require a decade. It begins with one breath, one yes, one shift. So ask yourself softly, why not now? What am I waiting for? What would happen if I allowed good things to begin today? Would I feel overwhelmed, unworthy, or free? I am ready now. I don't need to be perfect to be worthy. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not disqualified. In fact, now is the most powerful moment there is. And finally, the fourth question, why not me? This one goes to the very core of worthiness, the voice that says miracles are for other people, blessings are for the special ones, that you must settle. That life works for them, but not for you. My dear, why not you? Who told you you were less than holy? Who convinced you that you had to prove your worth? You are not here by accident. You are not random. You are not second in line for love. You are the child of life itself, with dreams written in the stars and gifts woven into your very being. It is not arrogant to believe in your blessings. It is alignment. So look in the mirror today. Look into your own eyes and say it with me. Why not me? Why not my healing? Why not my success? Why not my love story? Why not my dream? And then breathe. That breath is the beginning of your becoming. Let me share something I've learned in my many years of teaching. These 4 questions hold power when you allow them to breathe. Don't rush to answer them. Don't try to be clever or spiritual or perfect. Just ask. Then pause. Let the deeper voice speak, not the ego, not the fear, not the noise, but the soul, the inner knowing. And when the answers come, don't judge them, write them, cry them, dance them, honor them. These questions are sacred doors, and when you ask them with love, they do not close, they open. They open your vision, they open your receiving, they open your timeline, they open your heart. Here are some affirmations to anchor this in. I am allowed to ask deep questions. I release fear and welcome clarity. The timing of my life is perfect. I was made for miracles. I am not behind. I am right on time. Let these questions become your morning tea, your evening journal, your gentle practice when you feel stuck or small. When you hear the old doubts rising, smile and say, why not me? When the day feels heavy, ask, why do I desire this life? When you're tempted to delay again, ask, why not now? And when the world tries to shrink your dream, whisper, why not? You are not foolish for wanting more. You are awake. And awakening is the first miracle of all. So today, my dear, let us end by placing one hand on our heart and one on our belly. Breathe, feel, receive, and let's say together, slowly, I remember who I am. I ask with love. I choose with clarity. I receive with joy. Because every time you ask with love, life responds with a door you didn't see before, and today you are walking through it, I've learned that I don't have to move the whole mountain, and neither do you. That was never our job. Life never asked you to do everything. It only asked you to take the step that is yours. And over the years, I've come to understand something very comforting. When you take the step you can, life takes care of the rest. It really does. You are not responsible for controlling the whole outcome. You are not expected to carry the weight of the entire journey all by yourself. You are only asked to respond to what is in front of you right now, with love, with presence, with courage. That's it. And sometimes that step may feel tiny, even invisible. It might look like washing the dishes with a peaceful heart, sending one email, saying no when you've always said yes, choosing kindness when no one is watching, or even letting yourself cry because that's the step your healing needs today. Whatever your step is, that is where your power is. And from there, something beautiful unfolds. Life meets you in motion. Life responds to sincerity. Life honors small beginnings, and the moment you do your part, a quiet shift begins. You may not see it right away, but something has already started moving in the unseen. You see, so many people wait. They wait until they have it all figured out, until they feel totally confident, until the fear disappears. But life doesn't work like that. Confidence is something you build by doing. Clarity comes through movement. Peace grows when you show up even while your hands are shaking. And I say this with love. Don't wait until everything is perfect to begin. Begin, and you will discover that you were more ready than you thought. You don't need to take the biggest leap. Just take the step that is honest, aligned, intentional. One step forward with love is more powerful than 1,000 steps taken from pressure or fear. And when you do, you activate something ancient and powerful inside you. It's as if life whispers, "Ah, she's moving. Let's move with her." And it will. I have seen miracles arrive on the wings of the simplest actions. A letter sent, a phone call made, a journal entry written in faith. The action didn't have to be huge, it just had to be yours. Sometimes your part won't even look like action at all. It will look like surrender, like letting go of something you've tried to control for too long, like stepping away from what no longer serves your highest good. And that, too, is a sacred action. Trust is not passive. Surrender is not weak. Releasing resistance is one of the most courageous things you can do. And it counts. It counts as movement. It counts as alignment. When you unclench your fist and say, "I've done what I can, now I trust," you become magnetic to grace. There's a rhythm to this universe, my dear, and it's not built on striving. It's built on harmony, on participation, on doing your part and allowing life to meet you with the rest. And when you understand this rhythm, you stop burning yourself out. You stop panicking when things aren't instant. You stop measuring your worth by how much you can control. Instead, you begin to move from a deeper place, a place of cooperation with the divine. There was a time in my life when I thought I had to do everything myself. Maybe you felt that way too. That if you didn't push, nothing would happen. If you didn't stay in control, everything would fall apart. But that's just the old fear voice talking, the one that never believed life was safe or good or faithful. I lived there for years, and I can tell you now, that kind of living is exhausting. That kind of living keeps you in survival mode. It keeps you away from the flow of peace and the joy of trust. But you don't have to live there anymore. You can choose a new way, the way of partnership with life. You show up, you move in alignment, you say yes when it's time to say yes, and no when it's time to say no. You listen, you respond, you act in love, and then you release it. You let it go. You stop trying to force the flower to bloom faster. You stop micromanaging the miracle, and you trust that the universe is doing far more behind the scenes than you could ever imagine. Let's make this real. If today all you can do is one tiny act of faith that is enough, maybe it's tidying one corner of your space, not the whole house. That's okay. Maybe it's drinking a glass of water with gratitude, not fixing your whole health plan. That's okay. Maybe it's sending one encouraging message instead of solving every relationship. That's okay. Start where you are. Use what's in your hands. Do what you can with what you have from where you stand. And then breathe, smile, trust. There is a power working with you. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are right where you need to be to begin. I take the step I can. The universe will take care of the rest. Let this become your daily mantra. Let it soothe your striving heart. Let it calm your overthinking. Let it become your rhythm. I move. I trust. I allow. I receive. Now, I want to say something especially for those who feel like their efforts haven't worked. Maybe you've done your part and you're still waiting. You've prayed. You've acted. You've believed, and the results aren't here yet. I understand how frustrating that can be. But don't give up. Don't stop believing just because the timeline feels quiet. You never know how many roots are growing underground before the flower breaks through. You never know what old beliefs are still dissolving beneath the surface. You never know what divine rearrangements are happening on your behalf. The results will come, but first comes the alignment. First comes the inner shift. First comes the steady rhythm of showing up again and again with a peaceful heart. That is where the transformation happens. That is where the miracles grow. That is where your future begins. Let me ask you gently, what is one small step you can take today? Don't overthink it. Let it come from the heart. Let it be infused with love. Then take that step and trust that something is already shifting. You don't need to rush. You don't need to push. You just need to respond. Life is listening. Life is supporting you. Life is moving on your behalf. And when you feel overwhelmed again, place your hand over your heart and say softly, I trust the unfolding. I am safe to take one step. That is enough. And then, my dear, allow yourself to receive the support that is already flowing toward you in ways you may not have seen yet, but that are real nonetheless. You are not the only one building this dream. The universe is working too. There are divine hands, invisible helpers, gentle nudges aligning things for your good. Your job is not to do it all. Your job is to be faithful to the part that is yours. And from there, magic happens. Flow returns, peace is restored, and momentum is born. You were never meant to move the whole mountain just to take one small, holy step. And when you do, life moves mountains for you. Repeat these affirmations 100 times a day, and not just with your mouth, but with your heart. Say them softly, say them gently, say them like water over stone, again and again, until the hardness of old beliefs begins to soften. You see, affirmations are not wishes. They are not begging. They are not hoping. They are instructions. And your subconscious mind is always listening, not with ears, but with feeling. Every time you speak a positive affirmation, especially with emotion, you are planting a seed, a sacred seed. And that seed grows even if you don't see it right away. I am open to receive. That's a seed. I am deserving of a joyful, prosperous life. Another seed. It is safe for me to be loved and supported. Yet another. The more you plant, the more your inner garden begins to change. The weeds of fear cannot survive in a garden of loving repetition. The dust of self-doubt is gently washed away by the rain of kind words. Affirmations are daily sunlight to the parts of you that have been left in the dark too long. I want you to think about how long you've lived with thoughts that weren't kind to you, thoughts that told you you were not enough, that you didn't belong, that things would never work out for you. How long have those thoughts repeated themselves? For many of us, it's been years, decades, sometimes a whole lifetime, and yet we wonder why it's hard to believe in something new after saying it just once. That's why repetition is key. Not mechanical repetition, but soulful repetition, soft, loving repetition. Saying your truth until it becomes familiar, whispering your healing until it feels like home. You don't have to shout affirmations. You don't have to force them. You don't even have to believe them right away. You just have to begin saying them gently, consistently, lovingly. And with each repetition, you are slowly, beautifully changing the story. Here's what I say to myself every morning. I am open to receive. I welcome good things into my life. I am a magnet for joy, love, peace, and prosperity. And as I say these things, I don't try to force belief. I just breathe and speak as if watering something sacred inside me. I don't argue with my mind. I don't try to silence the old voice that says, "You've never had that before." I simply thank it for trying to protect me, and then I go back to planting. I am willing to receive more. That's a new frequency. It is safe for me to thrive. That's a new rhythm. Life loves me. That is the beginning of everything. And when I say these phrases in the morning, I feel my body respond. The cells soften, the nervous system relaxes, the heart opens. It's not magic, it's alignment. Your body listens to your words, and your life listens to your body. Let me tell you something important. You do not have to feel perfect to start affirming. You do not need to wait until you feel confident. In fact, some of the most powerful affirmations are spoken in moments of fear. When you're anxious, say, "I choose peace." When you're doubting, say, I trust the unfolding. When you feel alone, say, I am loved. Even when I can't see it, you are not pretending, you are retraining. You are not lying, you are leading. Affirmations are not a mask you wear to escape your feelings. They are the compass you hold as you gently walk yourself home. And the more you say them, the more your subconscious begins to accept them. Because repetition, spoken with love, is one of the most powerful healing forces in the universe. I want to give you a few affirmations to begin with. Repeat them with me, slowly, softly, as if you're teaching your heart a new language. I am open to receive. I allow goodness to flow into my life. I deserve love, peace, and prosperity. Abundance is my natural state. I give myself permission to be happy. I am supported by life in every way. I trust the process of my growth. It is safe for me to receive more. Say them again if you like. Whisper them into the morning light. Write them in your journal. Speak them before you sleep. Let them become the music playing softly in the background of your life. Because when your inner soundtrack changes, everything changes. Life responds to the vibration you hold, and affirmations are how you tune your vibration. Let me share something I've seen again and again. People think affirmations are about getting something, but they are really about becoming someone. A version of you who believes in your worth. A version of you who doesn't shrink from joy. A version of you who expects good because you've spent enough time suffering. And when you become that version, the results take care of themselves. The partner arrives, the job unfolds, the peace grows stronger, not because you chased it, but because you aligned with it. That's what affirmations do. They align your inner world with the truth of who you are. And from that place, receiving becomes natural. And now, let's take a breath together. Just pause for a moment. Inhale gently and exhale slowly. Place your hand over your heart and say, I am willing to receive. I am safe to receive. I am ready to receive. Let these words enter the spaces where old beliefs once lived. Let them echo through the corners of your being that once felt shut down. You are not blocked. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are awakening. You are remembering. And your words are guiding the way. Let your affirmations become your prayer, your practice, your promise. You don't have to say 100 affirmations every day. If that overwhelms you, just start with one. One that speaks to you. One that opens something inside. Say it when you wake up. Say it when you wash your face. Say it when you drink your water. Say it when you rest your head at night. Speak it as a rhythm, not a task. And the more you do, the more receiving becomes your second nature. No more guilt, no more hiding, no more apologizing for your desires. This is your season of receiving, and it begins with a single word, yes. Yes to joy, yes to support, yes to peace, yes to love, yes to the life you've prayed for. My dear, let me tell you something that changed my life. Gratitude is not a reaction, it is a creation. It is the frequency that builds the life you long for. Most people say, I'll be grateful when I finally have enough. I'll be grateful when it all makes sense. I'll be grateful when the pain goes away. But I want you to try something different today. I want you to say, I am grateful now. Say it with me. even if you're whispering it with tired eyes. I am grateful now. Feel how it softens something inside you. That is the beginning of receiving. That is the beginning of change. Because when you become grateful now, not later, you activate the magnet of more. You send a signal to life itself that says, I am awake, I am ready, I already see the beauty. And when life hears that, life sends more peace, more opportunity, more love, more clarity. Because what you appreciate appreciates. What you bless blossoms. What you thank multiplies. I have lived long enough to know that gratitude is the highest vibration you can live in. It doesn't mean you deny your pain. It doesn't mean you ignore what needs healing. It means you choose to notice the sunlight while it's still behind the clouds. It means you find something, anything, even one tiny moment of goodness, and you say, thank you. You thank the breath. You thank the body. You thank the lesson. You even thank the longing. Yes, my dear, even your desire is something to thank life for, because it means you're still alive, still growing, still open. So many people shut down because they've been hurt. But if you can still dream, even with a tender heart, you are rich, you are powerful, you are in motion. So thank life for your desire. Thank life for the fact that you haven't given up, that your heart is still whispering, there's something more. That is not weakness, that is strength, that is faith. I often begin my day like this. I sit by the window with a warm cup of tea, and I close my eyes. I take a breath, a deep, slow, gentle breath, and I say, thank you. Not for anything specific at first, just thank you for this moment. Thank you for another morning. Thank you for the chance to begin again. And as I sit with that feeling, more things rise to the surface. Thank you for this home. Thank you for the people I love. Thank you for the healing I didn't even realize was happening. Thank you for the angels working behind the scenes. Thank you for the protection I'll never see but will always feel. Thank you for the lessons, even the hard ones. Thank you for the version of me that's becoming clearer every day. And you see, by the time I open my eyes again, the whole world looks different. Nothing outside has changed, but I have changed. Gratitude does that. It changes the lens. It turns ordinary into extraordinary. It makes today feel sacred. You don't have to wait for something big to feel thankful. You don't need a perfect morning, a perfect body, or a perfect relationship. You have enough right now to begin. Can you feel your heartbeat? That is a miracle. Can you breathe? That is a blessing. Can you feel love for even one person on this earth? That is wealth. Don't let comparison rob you of your present abundance. Don't let delay dim the light of what's already here. What if, instead of waiting to be grateful, you made gratitude the very thing that moves the waiting? What if the doorway to your next breakthrough wasn't effort, but appreciation? Let's say it together now. Thank you, life, for everything I already have and everything already on the way. Say it again more slowly this time. Let each word land. Let it melt the resistance in your body. Thank you, life, for everything I already have and everything already on the way. Say it again. Whisper it as if you're speaking to your future with a smile. Thank you, life, for everything I already have and everything already on the way. Do you feel that? That is the vibration of receiving. That is the magnet of more. Because when you say thank you, you move out of scarcity and into faith. You stop begging and begin welcoming. You stop chasing and start aligning. Gratitude shifts your energy in an instant, and when your energy shifts, your world follows. Gratitude is not passive, it is powerful. It creates momentum. It calls in blessings. It attracts the good you haven't even imagined yet. So many people wait until life feels safe before they feel grateful. But the truth is, life becomes safe when you live in gratitude. You are no longer fighting what is. You are no longer resisting what's missing. You are blessing what's already here. And as you bless it, it grows. If you want more peace, be grateful for every moment of calm. If you want more love, be grateful for every kindness. If you want more money, be grateful for what's already flowing in, no matter how small. That tiny amount, that is proof the pipeline is open. Say thank you to the first drop, and the stream will widen. Say thank you to the early signs, and the harvest will come. And here's something I want you to remember, especially when you feel low. Gratitude doesn't need proof, it creates it. Gratitude doesn't wait for permission, it opens the door. Gratitude doesn't depend on conditions, it changes them. So if you're waiting for the perfect moment to be thankful, this is it. This moment, this breath, this heartbeat, this is where the shift begins. Try this with me now, right now. Close your eyes for a moment and say softly in your heart, "Thank you, life." You don't have to explain why. Just let that thank you be a full sentence. Let it be a sacred pause. Let it be a moment of realignment. Let it wrap around whatever pain you're carrying. Let it cover your questions. Let it soften your fear. Because every time you say thank you, you are choosing to trust again. You are choosing to notice what's working. You are choosing to stay open. That is the energy that heals. That is the energy that calls in miracles. So from now on, my dear, I invite you to make gratitude your foundation, not an afterthought, but a beginning. Begin with gratitude. Lead with gratitude. Let gratitude be the breath you breathe and the lens you see through. Wake up and say thank you before you even check your phone. Whisper thank you before you fall asleep. Let thank you be the last word you speak and the first one you feel. Write thank you notes in your journal. Say thank you to your body. Say thank you to your past. Say thank you to your future, the one that's already being shaped by your love. Because when you live in gratitude, you don't need to chase wealth, it begins to chase you. You don't need to control timing, life arranges it for you. You don't need to force outcomes, they unfold like gifts. Gratitude is how you receive without gripping, how you trust without tension, how you live with open hands and a peaceful heart. And that, my dear, is true abundance. Finally, my dear, thank you for walking with me all this way. The secret that so many people spend years chasing is not hidden in a distant success, not waiting in some far-off perfect moment, and not buried under someone else's approval. It's already here, right inside you. The truth is, your happiness and wealth don't begin out there. They begin inside, in the sacred space of your mind, your heart, and your breath. What you believe, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you agree with, you receive. You don't have to wait for a miracle. You can align with one now. You don't have to wait for your outer world to change before you let yourself feel good. In fact, waiting is the very thing that keeps you out of the flow. You are the key. You always were. And I want you to know, you don't have to struggle to deserve what's already meant for you. You don't have to fix every little thing in your life to be worthy of peace. You don't need to hustle your way into joy. In this very moment, you can breathe and choose to say yes. Yes to yourself. Yes to goodness. Yes to the blessings that are already circling around you, waiting for your invitation to enter. I have learned that you don't need to push for every door to open. You only need to stand in front of the right door and whisper yes. Life hears that yes. The universe recognizes the vibration of readiness, and the moment you align even just a little, miracles move toward you. So ask yourself gently, what can I say yes to today? Where am I already rich? Where is abundance already blooming, even if small? And instead of focusing on what's missing, start blessing what's already here. The sunlight, the roof over your head, the kindness in your heart, the lessons you've survived, the courage it took to keep believing. Even the desire to grow is something to honor. Gratitude isn't just thank you, it's a spiritual agreement. It tells life, I see you, I trust you, I welcome more. When you speak from a place of appreciation, you enter the frequency of receiving. You no longer ask from lack, you ask from love. You no longer chase from fear, you magnetize from fullness. And your joy becomes irresistible. You become a lighthouse, a magnet, a mirror for beauty. That's what you were meant to be all along. And so now, my dear, you don't need to try harder. You only need to agree with the truth. You are already enough. You are already chosen. You are already equipped. Life is not against you, it's in partnership with your heart. Let that truth soften you. Let it fill you. Let it wash away all the old beliefs that said you had to suffer first, that you had to shrink, that you had to earn everything through exhaustion. You don't. You only need to say yes. You don't need to know how. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have it all figured out. Just say yes. And then take the next loving step from that yes, even if the voice trembles, even if the faith is still fragile. Say yes to healing, yes to love, yes to receiving, and say it again tomorrow and again the next day, until that yes becomes your new normal, until your cells recognize it, until your energy reflects it, until your life begins to mirror that inner alignment. You see, the universe doesn't respond just to words. It responds to your openness, your willingness, your readiness. And today, I believe you are ready, more ready than you think. So I invite you to place your hand on your heart now and softly affirm with me 3 sacred phrases. Let them be a song, a doorway, a healing. Say it gently. Say it like a whisper to the stars. I say yes to happiness. I say yes to divine prosperity. I say yes to receiving with grace and joy. And now breathe. Inhale the new, exhale the past. Inhale your worth, exhale the old story. Inhale joy, exhale resistance, and once more say, yes, I'm ready now. My dear, when you say yes, the universe says yes back, always. And when you stay in that place of alignment, not perfection, but permission, you will find yourself surrounded by beauty you didn't have to chase, supported by abundance you didn't have to beg for, healed in places you once thought broken forever, loved in ways that feel soft, real, and safe, because that's what life wants for you. That's what life has always wanted for you. Not a life of struggle, but a life of sacred flow. Not a life of fear, but a life of freedom. And now that you know, go forward and live your yes.